Hey, everybody, happy Sunday to every single person that's watching this live and who will watch this on the replay. God bless you guys. My name is Simene Walden, the student teacher in the arena of education. I'm like the fire to shut up in Jeremiah's bones. I teach teachers how to have the heart of a teacher, not just the content and knowledge of one. And I also help new and novice authors craft their stories without compromising their faith and without compromising their voice and losing their faith. So I want to say hey to everybody. Happy Sunday. Pardon the 22 minutes of tardiness. And today we will not have our guest on. Today we have rescheduled. We're going to do something special for Mother's Day weekend. We're going to have two guests on, one at 1 p.m. and then we're going to have one on at 6 p.m. that day. So that's Mother's Day weekend. So today what you get is me. The student teacher is who you get. And so I want to say God bless all of you guys. For those of you who tuned in yesterday to the online edition of Unmasked to Heal, God bless you. It was more than I could ever imagine or think. And this is what kind of brought me to the live today. What happens when you move? What happens when you move? And I want to say, all of you guys, I want to engage with you today. Say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from so I can say a personal hello to you. I will not be long for sure, probably maybe 30 minutes at the most, because I need to go to the grocery store. But guys, let me share something with you really quick. And I typically don't do this, but I just like it. So one of my sisters in the Lord, she owns a natural company. It's called Go Natural Body Care, but she has all of these products. And I got something. I ordered something from her a while ago, but then I ordered more and it just came. But so she has this. It smelled so good, I wanted to eat it yesterday. Like when I got out the mailbox last night around 9 o'clock, I just wanted to eat it. But something I want to share with you guys, she has is called Soap on the Go. So for some of you know, with the whole COVID-19, I feel like I'm doing a commercial, but I really like this stuff. So I'm telling you. So with Soap on the Go, you know, with whole COVID-19, these are little strips. And what you do is put them on your hand. And I would show you, but I don't have anything to catch this water. And then my carpet's going to be wet. But you put this on your hand. And say if you got a water bottle or something in your car or wherever you may be, but that you may not be with, you know, a sink or a faucet, you put this here, you put the water on your hands and it washes just like soap. It's called Soap on the Go strips. Okay. Soap on the Go strips. Her name is, well, the name of her company is called Go Natural Body Care. So you can look that up online, but she has some good stuff. The soap, I took a bath in one today. It smelled good. You want to like eat this stuff. I got me some natural deodorant, some lip balm. I love lip balm. I love a good lip balm and a good lip gloss. I like my lip gloss from Sephora. But I just want to share that with you guys because it smells so good and it's really good product. So if you're looking to do holistically or you're into natural things, that is a good thing to do. And so last night, after, you know, everything happened, I'll come back and do a separate recap of that another day because I'm still wrapping my mind around all that the Lord did for all of us. And I went to sleep earliest than I ever been, which is around 11 o'clock. And then I woke up like a little before 1 a.m. So I really like took a nap technically. And then I stayed up till like 5:30. And so when I finally laid back down, soon as I cut the light off, like it went dark. I wish I could cut these lights off so I could show you how dramatic it was, but it's not really dramatic. But it was dark. I was in the bed. I finally cut all the lights off, and I was about to go to sleep, and I just felt like I heard in my spirit, in my mind, in my conscience. Because when people say, "Hey, Holy Spirit's talking to you," some people are like, "Well, what does it sound like?" Guys, like I really want my hair braided so terribly, but I'm just not right now. Because I'm gonna enjoy this natural hair. But sometimes when people say, well, how does God speak to you? It's like in your mind, you hear an impression. Every good and perfect gift comes from the Lord. He says, whatever so lovely, pure, holy, wholesome, think on those things. And so how I reason in my mind who's speaking to me If it lines up with that, it being holy, it being pure, of a good report, it's lovely, it's causing something good to come out of it, I know it's God speaking to me, right? When it's the contrary, you know that's probably not God talking to you, right? So he was like, hey, I want you to get up and I want you to take communion. I'm like, Lord, I'm kind of sleepy now. He's like, no, you're not. You'll just lay here. So get up and go take communion. So I got up. The first time I took it this year was like in the early part of March, and now my church is doing it monthly. But the first time I did it is early part of March, and I shared the picture with two of my friends, and one of them just started laughing because it's kind of like a large cracker, perhaps. I don't know if you guys can see this. This was last night. Well, this morning. So the cracker is over there. It's a big cracker, and then you have the little juice. And I don't use alcohol. I just use regular juice. And so when I was sitting down, I was trying to write as fast as I can because Holy Spirit is giving me all these scriptures. So I have all these scriptures plus these two scriptures, right? So I was trying to write them down so I can go back and read them. And I'm going to share two things with you guys. I'm going to type up all of these scriptures and then post them to my student teacher page. So if you're watching from YouTube, you have to go over to my student teacher page if you want to get the actual scriptures. But two that stood out to me that I pray today will bless you. Luke 12:21. Luke 12:21. And I have my Bible, but I also have this iPad because I think I can get there a little faster, perhaps, maybe not. So let's go. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And if you watched yesterday and you want to share a testimonial story or how it blessed you, please, by all means, share it, because we definitely want to know how this has blessed you, how this has impacted your life, because I know it has blessed me. So I'm going to read out the New Living Translation. It says, yes, a person is a fool to store up earthly wealth, but not have a rich relationship with God. Yes, a person is a fool to store up earthly wealth, but do not have a rich relationship with God. The King James Version says, so is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God. But when you go back, 20 says this, but God said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be when thou hast provided? So he was talking to, this was the parable that he was talking about. It says, the ground of a certain rich man bought for plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what should I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. Saya! Hey, my friend. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, there has much goods laid up for many years. Take these, ease, drink, and be merry. But God said to him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose things shall those be which thou hast provided? And then where I want to focus on is 21. So he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward God. And then the New Living Translation, one more time. Yes, a person is a fool to store up earthly wealth, but not have a rich relationship with God. And one of my declarations that I wrote down is, I will not be a fool to store up earthly wealth, but I will have a rich relationship with God and earthly wealth. Okay. So you can have earthly wealth and also have a rich relationship with God. We miss it when we desire to have money more than we have desire to have a relationship with God. When you are having a relationship with God, he will give you all of this. He will download to you different things that you can do, different programs, different ways you can monetize your services, your expertise. He will breathe on your business. He will give you strategies, tactics. He will allow you to collaborate with other people. So it's nothing wrong with having wealth, but when we pursue wealth over having a rich relationship with him, that's when we're truly bankrupt. And that's why I believe when you see people who are very wealthy, God rest Kate Spade. So I like her purses. Hey Tamika. That's right. When you will connect to God, he surely will download to you. So I believe like people like Kate Spade, God rest her soul. You can be wealthy, but when you don't have a rich relationship in God, then you feel hopeless. You feel worthless. You feel like there is, no satisfaction, no contentment. And so then you would do things like, hang yourself or blow your brains out or take a OD on some medicine. So we got to not only pursue one to have earthly wealth, but our first pursuit should be to have a rich relationship with God. Tamika, you heard part of the way you seen the decorations. And then the second one was let me go get my other one. It was John. I had to go to my phone now. John 9:4. Okay. John 9:4. It says this. We must quickly carry out the task assigned us by the one who sent us. You have to quickly carry out whatever it is that God is telling you to do. For some people, he's told you something to do last year and you still looking. For some people, he might have told you yesterday to do it and you still sitting. For some people, he may have told you last week or 10 years ago. But whatever he's told you to do, quickly carry it out. I will tell you guys, I'm one who, and Tamika is a prime example of this. She'll tell me, something she doing, and the next day she's on it. Oh, God just downloaded this to me. Oh my God, I got this idea, and she's on it. Because guess what? We don't know when our time is up on this earth, but we do know we want to leave a legacy that's going to be better for our children, or the ones that's coming behind us, or the ones that we leave here that we love and we're connected to. And so we don't have a long time to sit and wait and wait and wait. Whatever he tells you to do, go and do it. Now, I have friends who are like what you consider perfectionist type of people, where they gotta have everything perfect before they do anything, right? I'm not saying be perfect in your execution. I'm not saying not be perfect in your delivery. I'm not saying not be perfect in your business, in your content, what you share, how you show up. I'm not saying that, but don't be so perfect that you don't do anything because you're trying to perfect everything. Get started with the first thing, and then perfect it as you go. And when you start moving, God will start downloading to you the next set of instructions. And I am a witness. He will tell you the next thing to do. Or when people see you doing something, you've moved, and perhaps maybe you're not moving in the best way, God will connect you with people to say, hey, listen, I got some stuff for you. We can collaborate. We can help. Like Simene, Tamika. I love those girls, right? So you have to quickly move on what it is he's telling you. And when you don't understand fully, just go back and say, God, I don't fully understand this. When you are fearful about it, say, God, I'm kind of fearful about this. So can you help me with this? Yes, he will download those next instructions to you, Sonya Moore. And so you got to make sure that you have clarity on. And then for some people, oh, I love that. Action creates more action. Quickly move on what God is telling you. Absolutely. And one thing I love about all of this is that when you start moving, you will start getting more steps. And to think about, being fearful or afraid is that when you're fearful or afraid, it just lets you know. For me, I look at it now as like a confirmation. I can't do this in my own strength. Lord, if you don't help me, I cannot do this in my own strength. If you don't go before me, I cannot do it in my own strength. Yesterday, we had this event, amazing event. Tamika was there. She shared, oh my gosh, she shared a story. I don't know if you guys ever heard her story about how she waited 10 years, and Tamika can tell her own story. If you didn't catch the Speak Life she did before, catch the Speak Life. Sonya, we got to have you to come back on too, man, because I just love you. But Tamika talked about faith in action. Hey, Demetrius, how are you? Demetrius is going to be on November 7th at 9 p.m. November 7th, 9 p.m. I'm going to post her flyer today. So this is the scripture that the Lord gave me yesterday, and I pray it blesses you. Whenever you get fearful, whenever you're not sure, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Lord, I'm jacked up. Oh, I'm messed up in this area, and I don't know what people are going to think. This is what it gave me yesterday. It was Psalm 16:8. I know the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. So whenever you feel like you're going into an endeavor, doing something alone, whether it's on a coaching call, a consultation, whether you got to execute something, you showing up for an event, you got to minister, you got to serve, you got to teach, just know God is right there beside you. I know you may not see him, and I know you don't see him right here with me, but Holy Spirit, he's right here with me. So it's like, and if y'all ever notice that when I share, I always say, talk about we, because I never feel like I'm by myself. I always feel like he's always with me, because he really is. Sometimes when we doing stuff we not supposed to, we're hoping that whole, well, let me speak for me. I hope sometimes, like, I hope he doesn't see. I hope he doesn't hear. But he does. He's always with you. So whenever that fear comes, because fear wants to come to paralyze you, we should fear God. We don't fear the faces of men. We don't fear the opinions of people. We don't fear doing something, but we know those are real emotions and we do fear them. But when we have a right relationship with him, we're rich in a relationship with him, we're quickly acting on what he told us to do, everything else is going to start to flow. Now, I will tell you, I'll be the first to tell you, when you do something, you're not always going to get, the results, the desired results you want to, but it doesn't mean you quit. It means you go back and look at, okay, Lord, you told me to do X, Y, Z. Or even if he didn't tell you and you feel like, okay, that's what I want to do. I believe he is so merciful and he is so loving, that when you go back to him and say, Lord, listen, I may have, stepped ahead of you, or, you didn't really want me to do this, but can you show me how to go back and fix this your way? Show me how to fix this your way. And then you'll either see something online where someone is doing a live, where it could be they're teaching something. There's a program, there's a class, there's a master class you get in and you learn, oh, wow, this is a different way. Yes, God is so loving, man. So I'll give get out of his way. So Tamika shared yesterday about, and she said this before, so if you didn't catch her speak live, you should check it out. You have to scroll through the page. But she talked about how the Lord showed her son 10 years, 15 years prior to him coming. And she would go, and her husband would set up the nursery every place they moved. Can you imagine God telling you something? You are putting in place what he's telling you, and it's taking longer than you thought it would come. Because, really it takes 9 months for a baby to come, right? So 10 years, she could have had technically 10 children. Isn't that right, Tamika? In 10 years, she could have had 10 children, and she didn't have any. But then when it came, and then after that, then another sweet baby girl came. And so you got to take necessary steps. And so even when it doesn't come right then, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Doesn't mean he's not going to show up. It means he is preparing you. And sometimes it takes us to keep doing stuff without seeing the results or the natural results, because what that does, that builds your faith. Okay, say you want to write a book, or you want to tell your story, you want to host an event, or you want to launch a program, or you want to launch a course, or you want to go live. You want to go live, because some people's like, they won't even go live. Like, I don't like my hair right now, right? But I said, listen, I'm just, come on, it is what it is. But some people they go through all these processes. Yes, consistency. That's the word, saying consistency. You have to be consistent and keep showing up. And don't show up for other people. Show up for yourself. I know this. When you are in it, it's for you. When you come out of it, it's for somebody else. So when you show up, you're showing up because you're saying, God, I trust you. I believe you. I'm going to do what you told me to do. And when you start doing it, so many people are going to come and say, oh my God, this helped me. You're so blessed. Or thank you so much for teaching it. Thank you so much for helping me. Thank you so much, for your services. It's going to benefit other people, but it always has to be a satisfaction for you, because if you're just doing stuff for people, if you're just people pleasing, it's never going to bring you the joy that you need. And, as a new business person, I don't ever want to create a business like the job that I'm gonna quit soon, right? And so sometimes we are doing things that we see other people doing, but it's like, that's not really my thing, right? That's not really my thing. Oh, this is what I was telling you guys. So I would say it starts with his direction and his love. It does. And when you're sitting down with such a loving God who is telling you, okay, I need you to do this step, this step, this step, and you go back to him and say, well, Father, I don't understand. For those of you who are natural parents, you probably will understand this more than probably I do. But I have a 7-year-old great niece, right? I have two older nieces, but I have a great niece. So she's the youngest now. I had her last summer for like a week. I cried. Like, I mean, I boohoo cried when I took her back home last summer. I did not want her to leave, like, at all. And she kept saying, it's okay. We have memories. And I was like, I know we have memories, but I want you to stay here with me. So, and guys, when she first, on the first day she came, the first night she came back, I said, I'm so glad that you're with me. We was driving. And she was like, so I can have somebody to talk to. And she said this to me. I feel like I'm getting red. I'm going to tear out. But she says, you can always talk to God. He always listens. And I said, you're right. But I like the fact that you're with me. Faith without works is dead. And so when she was here with me, I would explain something to her. I tell us to do something. And, she didn't always do it the first time. But then she would come back and ask for clarification. And it was like, oh my God, she want to do right. She want to do what I asked her to do. So it wasn't like she was doing something wrong. And a lot of times it's not that we're doing anything wrong. It's just, we just need more clarity. So when she came back and, she was asking me, I was so loving because it's like she want to do right. She want to know what's the next step. She want to know the expectation. It's the same thing of God. Yeah, those babies, man. I was just like, wow. So the same thing with God. When you don't quite understand, when you're unsure, when you get confused, when you get overwhelmed, when you get overworked, when you get burnt out, just go back to the Father and say, God, please help me to go back to this step I missed, or I don't even know where I messed up, but can you show me? And he will take you back to the very step that you need. We have to be in a position to listen. Now, his voice is like thunder. So I believe he can talk to us even if you got like trap music on. I believe he can speak through that. But, when you really want to go and get his attention, to shut all that stuff down so you can really sit and listen to what he's telling you, because he will give you direction. He will give you steps. And sometimes what he does, he gives you other people to connect with so they can show you the steps. Because for me, I'm more of a visual person. I'm not sure if you guys are visual people, type in visual. If you are like a kinesthetic person who you got to be up, moving and doing something, saying, I'm getting that book. I'm going to order that book and add me to the reading group. I want to be a part of the reading group. If you're a visual learner, type visual. If you're more, he uses foolish things to conform the wise. You definitely right, Demetrius. If you're a visual learner, type in visual. If you're more of a kinesthetic, you got to be up and moving, type that. And I know for kinesthetic learners, I know you guys, I'm ready for, I don't know what to open up, but if things don't get back, I don't know what's gonna happen. If you are auditory person, you just need to listen to it and you could do it. Let us know who you are. Yep, he connects you with people he needs. Absolutely. I totally believe that. So Demetrius is a visual person. Like, you have to see it. For me, I have to see it in action, right? Or either I have to hear it I have to see it in action, whether it's live or whether it's recorded. So last week I had a task to do in my speaker program. Hey, Angela, visual, hey. And I just didn't get it, right? We had the thing, I just didn't get it. I wanted to see like a live version of it, like just that. Hey, Miss Mona, visual, okay. And so I didn't do it right. And I felt bad about it afterwards, but I realized that everybody has a different learning style. And when you don't get it one way, you just go back and you kind of like, figure out what works for you and then go and take the necessary steps. And so I don't even know why I told y'all that. I'm not even sure why I told y'all that. Hallelujah. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. So move quickly on what he told you. Get instructions on about, well, first of all, have a rich relationship with God. Oh, you visual and written, saying, I'm more written too. Like, I love to write. I think I'm a better written communicator than I am a verbal communicator, because for one thing, with writing, I can always go back and edit it, right? What you say out your mouth, once you say it, it's out there. But with writing, I'm able to go back and edit it. And even sometimes when you post something wrong online or you write something, you can always go edit it. Now, this is what I will say. You can edit a picture. You can edit a book. You can edit your writing. You can edit a book cover. You can edit anything that it can be that's written, but you cannot edit your past. It is what it is. Your past is what your past is. You can edit a picture, a book, a Facebook post, a status, but you cannot edit your past. We just got to kind of like walk with it. Hey, Miss Jennifer Jones Bryant. See, I love that. Visual, then you write it to see it. Written, it transfers to your brain. Absolutely. And that's real talk. Like, writing it. I'm not even sure how many times you should write it down. And I'm a reading teacher, right? But it helps remember. At times I have to keep seeing or hearing it. Sometimes I get different view each time. That's right, Demetrius. When you write it down and you keep seeing it, you get it's like more revelation is being downloaded to you every time. Every time you see it, every time you go back to it, it's like new and fresh things are added to you. Yes, you are rich in relationships. So number one, have a rich relationship with God. Store up your earthly wealth. Move quickly on what he told you. When you don't understand, go back and ask for directions and be willing to collaborate with the people that he sends. Now, I don't believe that every person that we connected to, God sent it, but I don't believe every person we connected to is a bad connection. Hallelujah. I don't believe every person we connected to is God sent, but I also don't believe that every person we're connected to is a bad connection. And those collaborations, when you come together to share ideas and to work together, whether you're being a client of theirs or they're a client of yours, whether you just a friend, whether you just a sister, whether you a brother or sister in the Lord, when you come together and you collaborate, you want to make sure you're doing it with the utmost integrity, the utmost joy and excitement. Because the worst thing you ever want to do is to collaborate with somebody and then they bring you a C and D game and you bring in your A game, or you see them with their A game doing all these things, and when it's time to collaborate with you, it's like, dang, I should have never asked them, right? Ask him for direction. He will tell you. You got to listen for the answer. I'm telling you, he will tell you. He will give you all the answer. We definitely learn from each person, whether it's a good experience or a bad one. We definitely do. You learn from every experience that you have. I'm telling you, you learn what not to do or you learn what to do, right? So it's always a learning process. You learn what to do or you learn what not to do. And you know what, Mona? You said I dropped the ball on some people God sent. How do I redeem that? Simply what you just said, God, redeem my time. God, redeem my time, and redeem my time with the people that you sent to me. And this is something that one of the pastors at my church, she's a youth pastor. Her name is Pastor Gertrude. She said this before, and I pray it blesses you tonight, Mona. She says, depending on where you meet me at in this journey of my life, it will depend on the type of person that you get. Depending on where you meet me at in this journey of my life will depend on what type of person you get, right? Now, I share my stories so many times, like I just share, right? But it's not because I just want to share, because when I feel the release to share, right? There's a lot of things. There's probably 90% of things that people can say about Simene Walden that is absolutely true. Because at the time they met me, that's what I was doing. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was saying. And that's how I was acting. So depending on where you are right now or where you were when God sent them, that's the version that they got from you. God can redeem our time. He is a forgiving God. And guess what? Even when people don't forgive us, God still does. Even when we mess stuff up, God is still a redeemer. And he can redeem your time. And if he don't restore that relationship, if he doesn't take it back to the original intent of why he sent it into your life, what I believe he'll do, he'll send you somebody else. One time he asked me, can you handle the replacement? I'm replacing what you messed up. I'm replacing what you lost. I'm replacing what you dogged out. I'm replacing what you perverted. But can you handle the replacement? Hallelujah. Okay. So Demetrius says to you, Mona, pray for a second chance. It was for that season. Miss Jennifer, there's partnership and there's collaboration. It is partnership and partner. So partnership, science says one thing, and collaboration is one thing, right? So when you break those two things down, yeah, sorry, you had to break that down. I don't even want to try. I know what collaboration is for sure. I know what collaborations are, but I want you to help me with the partnership, right? And you don't have to type it in, but you are great. Guys, I always say about something, if you're looking for any administrative task where you can work in your business, and she work on your business, she's the lady. Yeah, Miss Mona, can you handle the replacements? And then always forgive. Definitely always forgive. We attract who we are for sure. So just be in that attitude. God, forgive me for what I did. And then if necessary, go back and ask for forgiveness, even to people that you feel like may have did you wrong. But in this case, you've admitted. And when we can admit where we wrong and where we jack stuff up, I believe that's when God can really come and blow on us and say, you know what, you have recognized your wrongs. Now let me teach you a different way. Now let me teach you a different way. And so if those relationships, for whatever reason, is not restored, the replacements that God's seeing, you know, okay, I got to handle this differently. And of course, every person is different, right? We could have the same story, they've been through the same situation, but the way people handle it is totally, totally different. You hear that, Miss Mona? Demetrius said he has already equipped you for it already. So you are equipped. You go out and you subdue. You take back everything that was stolen. You take back everything that was squandered. You take back everything that was lost. God can redeem your time. He can redeem your time for sure, for sure, for sure. So guys, listen, that's all I pretty much wanted to say to you guys today. Yeah. For those of you who want to write a book, so yesterday, and I'm gonna recap the event yesterday. It was an amazing event. I'll post a YouTube. You're welcome. Take it all back. I think Ty Tribbett got a song about taking it back, maybe. I just feel like that's a verse or something he said. He's got a lot of energy. When you feel like you need a pump me up, Ty Tribbett, I recommend a whole pump me up. I'm trying to find this YouTube channel real quick. The YouTube link to send to you guys. We'll post right here for those of you who didn't catch it yesterday. It was 5 hours of the Lord's goodness. I've never been online for 5 hours in my whole life, but it was so good, and it blessed my whole life, like just my whole life. So for those of you who are watching from YouTube right now, it just blessed my life. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, thank you, Demetrius. I want to all back everything that he stole from me, every single thing. And then just ask the Lord to prepare you. Lord, prepare my heart to receive this. Prepare my heart to receive this. Like I was saying, I want like, booming business, like all these customers, right? Well, I'm just one person, and I'm still working on automating a lot of things. And so if I would have sent it, I would have squandered it. And then people was like, I don't want to work with her. So just make sure that you're ready. You're preparing yourself to receive whatever it is that God has. So obviously I can't find a YouTube channel. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Jennifer Jones. So partnership is about a formalized agreement, okay, between two people where there's an agreement with the profit and loss. I love that. There's an agreement, a formalized agreement, not just you talking, but something written, and it talks about the profit and the loss. The profit and the loss. Because sometimes we go into things, whether it's relationships, ministry, business, not really calculating what is a possible cost loss in this. What's the possible cost? What's the possible profit? And then what is the possibility of loss? Because loss does happen, but I believe God can restore, and I believe we can learn from that as well. So for those of you who want to write a book, okay, those of you who want to write a book, some of you may not know that I am I'm an author, and I'm a speaker, I'm an educator, but I also have a publishing company and a student teacher where I help other people write their book. When I got really focused and really determined, I was able to self-publish 7 books in 10 months, right? And that all took place between 2017 and 2018. And so I did the work. I knew what it take. I was so hungry. I was so thirsty. I was so ready. I had so much in me that stored up for all these years. I was ready to get it out. And for some of you, you got notes either in your journal, in your phone, and all these little notepads. If you want a sticky note, if you take notes when you're reading your Bible, you was in church and God gave you something, you have all this stuff, social media, text messages, emails, or we just laying it out for people. All of these things you can take and compile and share your story. You can share your content. You can share the things that God has brought you through. And so those of you who are interested in writing a book, I am going to be doing a 6-week program. It's called Love the Words You Write, publishing your story unapologetically. Loving the words that you write, publishing your story unapologetically. And I title it Love the Words You Write because a lot of times we write in what we think people want us to write. We saying what we think other people want us to hear. But when you give it out authentically, it's going to come back to you authentically. And the person that is supposed to read it, your target market, that person that God has purposed to hear your voice, to read your story, to read your content, to learn from you, to take your course, they're going to come and they're going to recognize it. One thing I'm learning in one of my business classes now is that you can't ask somebody to really ask people what they think about something if that's not your target market. Because if someone's coming to me about taking Spanish classes, I'm probably not going to be the best person to answer that because I'm not interested in taking Spanish class at the moment. Collaboration is finding others to work together and it may be formalized. In both cases, people can bring similar or complementary skill sets. I love that. And I think Miss Jennifer Jones Bryant is doing something with Dr. Karen Hills Pruden. If you didn't catch that live the other night, she shared so much information about getting a job, finding a job. If you're a teacher and want to get outside the education arena, corporations are looking for us to go and train their people. So it was really good. If you need help with LinkedIn, she went and just took you through a whole process of LinkedIn. But I think Miss Jennifer Jones Bryant, Ladrine Peterson, and Dr. Karen Hills Pruden is doing something on I don't even want to get it wrong, like HR, human resources, something coming up soon, right? Now, I'm not sure how they set it up, if it's a partnership or a collaboration, but I know they're doing something together. So you might want to go check out Miss Jennifer Jones Bryant page. She also has a podcast, so you can check all of that out. Tamika has amazing stuff on Women on the Verge. If you're a woman on the verge, go and check her out. She's hosting a Mompreneur Summit May, I don't even want to say it wrong. I want to say 1st and 2nd. But she's hosting a summit. You can go check her page out. Sonia is an amazing administrative. I always get it wrong. She's helped me put together like one of my events, and it's seamless. You give her your vision, she asks you some questions, and she executes, right? She executes. Yeah, we help each other out. That's exactly what we do, Demetria. That's exactly what we do. And so if any of you guys are looking to publish your story, write your book, I'm doing a 6-week program. A 6-week program is self-paced. Let me tell you, it's self-paced with 2 live sessions. So four of the sessions is pre-recorded. So you go through them at your own pace. And then after every 2 weeks, we have a live Q&A session where you can ask me any question as it relates to the 2 weeks that we just had. And then we get to week 4. On week 5, you can ask me about any question from week 1 through 5. That way it gives you time in between to start actually working on the things that you're supposed to be doing or the things that's instructed inside the program. So it's 60 days and it's $160. Okay, it's 60 days and it's $160. And I went back and forth about the price and the investment, but we have over like $600 worth of savings in here, man. You get instant access, easy steps to follow. It's self-paced, everything you need included to get you published, and it's packaged just right for you. So I will post that information a little later. What I'm going to start doing, you might see me with Tamika doing it. And I'm definitely going to start coming back on my page, just sharing a couple little tidbits about writing. And one thing I'm going to start with soon is the emotions of writing. Because there's a lot of emotions that people go through when they have to write their story, when they have to tell their story. There's a lot of emotions that we go through. We have to tackle that. Fear, embarrassment, shame, guilt. Oh my God, I was this horrible person. How am I going to talk about this stuff now? So we got to tackle the emotions of writing. What emotions are you having that's even blocking you from writing your story or blocking you from sharing your story? And it doesn't have to be your story. It could be content. It could be something that what is the emotion around that that's keeping you from not fulfilling it or not going forward? You owe it to yourself to tell your story. You owe it to yourself to get your stuff out there, because this is what I know. With your story, either you will tell it, it'll never get told, or somebody else will tell it for you. And you know, people will never tell your story the way you can tell your story, right? So I want to share that with you guys. I love you guys today. Be blessed in Jesus' name. I am going to sign off. Okay, so sign is an administrative consultant. I'm gonna get it right. Like I'm gonna have a little sticky note by my computer. Just every time she comes on, I know. Like I know what she does. I don't know the technical name all the time, but I know she's good at what she does. I've been her client, and I'm gonna be a repeat client. Mompreneur Summit is May 6 and 7, 2020. Yeah, you definitely gotta deal with your emotions, man. So the mompreneurs is 6 and 7. Sonya, she has a business page, Sonya More Consulting in Business. You can go check that out on Facebook. I don't mind sharing because I love y'all and y'all do good work. And I know y'all help me out so much. Like y'all privately help me out. Y'all privately push me. You privately give me counsel. So I don't mind coming out here and sharing that, you know, and that's part of collaboration. Collaboration sometimes may not even be something seen, right? I don't share every time Sonya tells me something or she looks over something for me or every time Tamika sends me like all these things, right? But I know I'm collaborating with them. And when I get the opportunity to be able to say, hey, listen, these are women, these are men who are doing some amazing things. Thank you so much. Go and support them. I'm really saying that. Okay, it's called so Miss Jennifer Jones. Yep, tell your story, not leaving and having someone else tell your story. I'm telling you, man, don't. Thank you, Demetria, for praying for each of us that God will move for us in this season, that we will hear and understand his direction. I love that. I'm gonna let me screenshot that now, okay? Let me screenshot that so I can put that in part of my declaration. Okay. Did I hear these instructions? So Miss Jennifer Jones Bryant is hosting an event. It's called the Career Elevation Panel. So if you want to elevate in your career, it's a collaboration with similar backgrounds and expertise. Okay. Sonya's correct page name is More Planning and Consulting. You find her on LinkedIn. She always posting cute stuff. And she has a cute dog named Fin. So he's really cute. So even if you're down and out some days, he will make you feel better. Yeah. So that's all I had, guys. I love you guys today. I pray that you guys are blessed. I'm gonna go back and try to attach this YouTube link. It was 5 hours of just goodness. And one thing about this class, real quick, I will say that you have to think outside of the box. All of my books now come in, they're transcribed into Braille. My very first client, she lost her sight 10 years ago. Was now 12 since then. And when she asked me to help her, I was like, I never did this before, Miss Gracie. And she says, but God is leading me to you. And so that's what jump started all. And so now all of our books are transcribed. Well, your books can be transcribed into Braille because now not only my client, but now she is a partner with me where when I need to make sure that what has been transcribed in Braille is correct, she's a perfect person who reads it. So we got Braille transcription, which is an extra bonus. I haven't seen too many people doing that. So I'm excited to be able to bring that here. Yeah, no problem, Demetria. We will hear and have clear understanding of God's direction in our lives. Yep. I am so excited about that. So, yep. I'm glad it'll bless you, Mona. God bless all of you guys. And may you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope y'all staying safe. I'm gonna go out today, give me some chicken probably. I'm a little hungry. But this is what I was saying. So yesterday about the event, my neighbor, he makes a lot of noise. About the event, after you write your event, your book. Some of you have already wrote books. Hey, Miss Keisha. After you write your book, then what are you gonna do with it? Like you can create a course, you can create a class, you can create a Facebook group. But you have to extend it. Yesterday, the event we had called Unmasked to Heal. It started from a 10-minute Facebook Live I was doing 2017, right? I had on this reflector jacket. I had this mask because I was saying we so masked. We were just so masked. We hide behind stuff. And from that Facebook Live, it was started off with 4 women. We was gonna do the DC edition because all the women were from DC except me. I'm from North Carolina, but I live in Maryland. And then it just expanded. And so by the time we did November 2018, it was 11 people sharing their story. And from that, the book collaboration came. And we had 4 amazing women to say, hey, I want to go with this book with you. We launched it last August, and then this year we had the event again. So what are you doing to extend your books? What are you doing to extend the ideas that you have? And so I want to be able to share all of that with you guys. So it's going to be an accelerated program, self-paced program. So once you finish, you have everything you need to publish your book. For some of you, you may not publish it then, but you will have every single thing you need to get moving and publish your book. Yeah, you do something like, I mean, and cause like, okay, guys, so let me tell you the benefit of an anthology. And so Sonya just said that she needed to do something with the chapter that she wrote with a book she co-authored with Cheryl. Cheryl is a speaker development coach, right? She is developing my speaking right as we speak. And so, you know, there were so many amazing authors with it. Sonya, can you tell? And I got the book right here. I wish I could get up. I can't get up, guys, because my student teacher top does not match my student teacher bottom. And so it'd be embarrassing if I got up with my little shorts on. So I have her book, but saying how many authors are in that book? So when you are part of a anthology, and this is something that I'm going to share too really soon, is about how can you collaborate with people, because you see people doing book signings when it's an anthology. But one thing I want to do, okay, it's called Entrepreneur Elevation. And how many authors are in there, Sonya? 31. 30. Okay, let's hold on to that number. But one thing I'm trying to promote with my clients now is that when you get ready to do your book launch, that you don't have to do it alone. So say if I have 2 clients that's working together simultaneously and they're about to finish at the same time or closely around the same time, I'm now going to encourage partnerships. Now, because we're social distances and a lot of states have not opened back up yet, even though your books could be about 2 separate things, what you do is you come together and now both of you guys are exposed to the other person's audience. You're in front of another person's audience that you would have never been able to get exposed in front of. And then you don't know who is there who say, oh, I want to get that book too. Oh, I want to work with that person too. So with anthologies, don't do it. Okay. With anthologies, Sonya wrote a chapter with Dr. Cheryl Wood. If you don't know who she is, she's an amazing lady. Go and follow her on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. She's on LinkedIn too. She's popping on LinkedIn too. But with the collaborations, right? So she already has a public speaker backing the book that's endorsing the book because it's with Cheryl Wood. When she get ready to do her event, she can pull off all 31 of those speakers. Now, they may not all be a part of the event, but because they're all part of the book anthology, they'll be more than willing to share, because it's like it's more spotlight on them. It's getting their name out more. It's showcasing their expertise as well, because they're not just going to only read Sonya's excerpt inside of the anthology. Reset Legacy is an anthology that me and my friend are doing, and we shared this maybe like 2 Fridays ago. So that's another opportunity I'll be sharing more. That's why I'll be start speaking more about the writing and the speaking and how you can expand that. Okay, so mine started off with books. Now it's expanded to, you know, several different things. But figure out how you can partner with the people that you are you're connected to in anthologies. What is my signature story? What is the thing you're going to take from it, Sonya? And then how can you make them even apart? Or if you don't make them apart, how can you include other people that tie into what you're doing? So I can't wait till you have your event. And of course now, because you know a lot of people are doing online events, it's going to be the overhead for an online event is always cheaper than an in-person event. And so you don't necessarily have to cancel. And I learned this from Sonya. You could just pivot, right? If you was thinking about having an in-person event, pivot. One of the ladies who registered for the event yesterday, she says, she sent me an email today, and she says, I thought that it was, I initially when I signed up, it was an in-person event. I thought you had forgot to cancel it. And so when I went back and saw it was online, I watched yesterday. The lady sent me this whole thing, and I'll share the testimonies later. So partner up with somebody, even if you are a new author and you want to say, hey, I want to partner with somebody that's already released a book. You can still do a dual partnership, right? Or if it's two people who've already did a book and you say, hey, we want to come together. We want to do a celebration of our books. We want to do a relaunching of our books. We want to do a rebranding of our books. You come together on stuff like that. It could be 4 people, 5 people with different books, and y'all all come together and say, hey, we want to do a bomb event. And it could be something different in all of the stores, but you figure out how you tie it into to now you are in front of the other person's target market that may say, hey, I want what she has too. You already have an idea. Good job. Good job. So, guys, I pray that bless you guys. A lot of that stuff was just like downloaded to me right now as I'm speaking. So I'm going to go write some of this stuff down. I knew about the collaboration part, but this other stuff, I thank God, right? I thank God. So you get moving, you get started. Once you get moving and get started, he'll give you the rest. He'll give you the rest. For some of you, I challenge you this week to go live. Go live. And if you don't even go live, just record a video and then post it. That's how I start. Your class is in session. That's how I started off, guys. I had natural hair back in 2017. It was very short, much shorter than this. Like, I didn't have no hair. I cut it all off like a little boy. And so I had a couple pieces sticking at the side, right? And it was growing back, and that was a very ugly process, and I hated it. But what I would do is I record videos, and I would watch them like 16 times, and then I would finally upload them at like 12 o'clock at night. And one of my students that I used to teach, she texted me once, she inboxed me one time. She's like, Miss Walden, I watch your videos. She said, I don't always comment, and I don't always see them when you first post them, but I go back and watch all your videos. And I was like, oh my God, this little girl. And I was really sharing like all kinds of stuff, right? And she's like, I can't believe you used to do that. And I'm like, I can't believe I used to do that either. But however you got to start off, I'm telling you, start off. Even when you don't feel like you're the best on camera, if you got a message, come out and speak it. We can edit the hair. You can edit your shirt. You can edit all of that stuff. But whatever God tells you to do, quickly do it. If he's giving you something, you write it down real quick, and he's telling you to post it, post it. There's so many times where there's people where God told them to post something, to write something, and share it on social media right then. They didn't, because they was worried about what other people were saying. At some point, we got to be more worried about what God tells us than what other people tell us. And I'm talking to Simene Walden too, okay? I'm talking to me too. Me too. So guys, listen, I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and go. Y'all be blessed in Jesus' name. Go find you somebody you can collaborate with. Go find. Yeah, quickly. Yes, quickly part. I love that. I got to do a better job on that quickly part. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah. I love it. So go find you somebody to collaborate with. Go find you somebody that you can partner with today. Double amen. Miss Keisha, let me tell y'all this story, guys. And this is why it's so important to publish your book and tell your story. Okay. Miss Keisha right here in these comments, and I won't give it out because she's going to be on Speak Life with Me Mother's Day weekend. We're going to have a Mother's Day special thing. One of the Dr. Johnny Cruz Craig, who was supposed to be live today, she couldn't make it. She had a family emergency. And so she's going to come on at 1 o'clock on Mother's Day. And then Miss Keisha's going to come back at 6 o'clock. Because when she asked me, I said, oh, somebody already took that spot, but you can come on earlier. I met Miss Keisha. Miss Keisha found my book on Amazon. My first book, Praying and Believing God for the School System. Then she went to LinkedIn and sent me a message. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she said, well, can we speak? And we talked on the phone. And from the time we talked on the phone, this is probably like 2 years ago, we hit it off. I always say this. I believe you can start a relationship with somebody online, but it has to be cultivated offline. If you really want to see it grow and flourish, it's going to have to be cultivated offline. So get busy telling your story. Miss Keisha got a book coming out. She got a story. All y'all got a story. All y'all can start out. And even if you say, I don't want to publish a book right now, write a blog, write it down, share it with somebody, record it and post it. Make a podcast if you don't even want to see your face right now, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to see your beautiful face. See your beautiful, handsome faces. Make a podcast, record it, get it off of you, because the more you let out, the more coming. But we don't want to be content constipated. Hallelujah. Maybe we'll do a live about it called Content Constipated. You constipated on your content because you won't share it. You constipated on your story because you won't share it. You constipated on what God is giving you because you're just sitting on it. Don't be constipated on your content. Don't be constipated on your testimony, because somebody need to hear it. While you're in it, it's for you. When you come out of it, it's for somebody else. Now, I love y'all. I really got to go because Harris Teeter going to close at 8 o'clock. And I'm going to be mad because I don't get my chicken and I need to eat today. Okay? So, I love you guys. See ya. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, okay? We'll be back more with some more stuff. And when we start doing Speak Lives, I'm going to start also recording them to the YouTube and all the previous ones. Tamika, you're going to be on YouTube on my channel soon. I'm going to post them on YouTube too, so you can get more content, not just from me, more encouragement, not just for Simene, but it's really about all the people that God's allowed me to connect to. If you've been on the Student Teacher as a guest, please go and leave a review. You can go back and look at all the reviews now. They're coming in. I've asked people to do that. I shared that Miss Dr. Karen Hills Pruden taught me that Wednesday because she taught me that by doing it. And I said, I'm going to incorporate that. And I went through and I sent like 50 messages to people and said, hey, listen, can you please write a review, right? So when you hear something, execute it on it immediately. She told me Wednesday. I executed it Wednesday. And by today, we probably have like 5 or 6 different reviews that I did not have before. Execute fast. Execute quickly, okay? I love you guys. Be blessed in Jesus' name. Happy, tell you, Tamika had her baby boy son birthday like the other day. He's 3, and that's the same one who waited 15 years to get a child that she kept setting up the nursery, right? And he just turned 3 last week. So God is amazing. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.